Hi, welcome to BetSafe's Premier League preview of Week 17. I'm Sky Sports Soccer Saturday pundit Alan McInally. With me, ex-City striker Paul Dickov, as usual, where we focus and take you through the big games at the weekend, focusing mainly on Paul and myself's treble for the week. We are coming to you from the BetSafe's Players Lounge box, our very own box at the Etihad, and of course, looking forward to a huge clash here on Sunday at 4 o'clock, where City take on Arsenal. BetSafe, the official betting partner of Manchester City. And remember, if you're a new or existing customer, certainly a new customer, where have you been? This is week 17. If you have a £10 bet, BetSafe will give you £20 absolutely free. And you don't even have to agree with Paul and I, although you should, of course. Well, not that we've got the treble up that often. Trebles, yeah, we're getting there. We've been pretty close actually the last couple of weeks. 2 out of 3 and hit the crossbar. Your treble is a nice little 10-1 this week, which is it's pretty good. And I hate saying this all the time, but I do quite like this. Stoke versus Leicester. You've gone for Stoke.
Yeah, I just think Stoke at home picked up. And remember us talking at the start of the season when Stoke were struggling a little bit, but we always expected them to pick back up again.
Yeah.
You know, the decent result, they had a decent performance away at Arsenal, although they ended up losing the game.
Can I interrupt you here and slaughter Arnautovic for getting sent off after 20 minutes and let me down for quite a few quid. I can't say Stoke let me down because they got a draw.
Arnautovic.
But Arnautovic let me down. But anyway, you're going to go for Stoke Leicester.
Yeah, and you know, last night against Southampton, 10 men for 70 odd minutes, done really well. And I just think at home they're very, very hard to play against. And look, we're speaking about how good Leicester were last week. They were really poor against Bournemouth.
Yeah, they were
midweek losing. And I think away from home, I think Stoke could beat them there.
29-20 Stokes and odds against. It's a quite good price on BetSafe. 12-5 the draw. Leicester 19-10. I must admit, I don't think you can really bet Leicester with any confidence at all, regardless of the game against Manchester City, Paul.
No, look, they were excellent and they've been a lot better at home, but they're conceding a lot of goals away from home.
Yeah.
You know, and I think Stoke will really go after them. I know Mark played under Mark for 2 years.
Yeah, of course.
I know how he sets up his teams and that they'll be looking for a fast start against Leicester at the weekend.
I would doubt Leicester will be able to do what they did to City against Stoke.
No chance, because you know Stoke they'll defensively they'll sit deep, they'll deny any space in behind for Vardy, they'll get stuck right into Mahrez, and I just think they're going to be too strong. I really do. And Leicester conceding from set pieces a lot, and you know Stoke very, very good.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of agree with you here, especially because I know the game was only 0-0 and they were down to 10 men, but defending like Trojans, and if they can defend like that, I'm sure they'll restrict Leicester to chances. Their second one, it's one I just wouldn't touch. Sunderland and Watford. You've gone for Sunderland.
Yeah, and we both stay clear of Watford. Every week. I just at home, they've picked. Look, they had a poor result away at Swansea. I know they lost to Chelsea during the week, but performance was a lot better. And Watford, if it had been at home, I would have probably tended to go with Watford. I just think, look, they came here midweek and lost 2-0. Could have been more. They're just so inconsistent, and I think it's a game that Sunderland have to win. You know, we've spoke over the last few weeks about must-win games this early in the season. If Sunderland want to stay up, these are the sort of games that they've got to win.
The chief exec came out and said there wouldn't be like this Trojan of wealth, this chest of money available to David Moyes, excuse me everybody, to spend money in January. So really what he's got, he has to start getting a tune out of them right now.
Yeah, it does, and their performances have been, they were horrendous against Swansea last week. But in general and at home, the performances have been a lot better, and they're slightly look, Chelsea are blowing everybody away at the minute, so there's no shame getting beat to them, but they'll take a lot of encouragement from the performance, and Achibi's causing all sorts of problems, and that man Jermaine Defoe.
You've said about 3 times home. You've said home. It's the home performance that really. I mean, Watford can be a little bit Jekyll and Hyde, to be honest. Sunderland 8-5, a good price actually on BetSafe. Odds again, 73 to draw. Watford 11-6 if you're a Watford fan. I wrote down a red card in the match. Because there's so much riding on it, there could be a couple of mistake tackles maybe.
There could be, and I think Watford have 3 sent off already this season.
Correct.
Slightly volatile, the old Latino that they've got in them, you know, easily wound up. So if you're David Moyes, you'll be saying, look, let's get stuck right in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you fancy Sunderland's one, then 8-5 for Sunderland to win the game. Your last one, they won 1-0, albeit only just against Burnley in the week. West Ham to beat Hull. You've gone for West Ham?
Yeah, because of two reasons. West Ham have picked up a little bit. Great point away at Liverpool. Backed her up.
Unexpected as well.
Yep, it was, and played well.
Yep.
Payet's looking a little bit like the player that he was, and you know, saying only 1-0 against Burnley, that was a huge 3 points for him.
Yeah.
He'll take a lot of confidence, and we said before here that we all want Hull to do well.
Yeah, we do.
But I can't see where the next points are going to come from.
I watched the game on in the week, and they weren't very good in the first half against Spurs, but they did really quite. I mean, they were much better second half. But the problem is, as soon as Eriksen scores the second goal, the kind of writing's on the wall a wee bit. And Mike will have taken something from the game, but you as a manager, having done it before, you're almost saying it to try and make sure the players keep their chins up a little bit.
Yeah, and I think he's caught between a rock and a hard place at the minute about how to approach games. You know, does he go to West Ham and sit back, and then, like you were you watched the Tottenham game, and they done that first half and ended up being 1-0, then 2-0 down, then decided to have a go. Do they?
Yeah, correct.
Are they better off having a go from the start and putting teams under pressure? You know, and I think that's the problem at the minute. Struggling in front of goal. If Snodgrass doesn't perform for them, they seem to struggle to create.
Yeah.
I just think West Ham will have way too much for them.
The only thing I'm going to say in their defence, I thought that Dawson and Davis as a middle two central defenders were actually pretty good. I just don't know whether they'll be put on as much pressure as maybe what Spurs did to them against West Ham, and could they frustrate? I'm just playing devil's advocate here a little bit. I mean, West Ham incidentally are odds on 2-3. The draw's 14-5. Hull are 14-3.
I just think that West Ham going forward now, they've got the option of Andy Carroll as well. You know, the two centre halves for Hull
that's a big difference.
are experienced. And if they need to change it, they can. Well, if they don't start with Carroll, they can change it around and put him on there. And he's a threat for anybody, you know. And it's okay, Hull defending well, and it puts a lot of pressure on Dawson and Davis, you know, to keep that clean sheet.
True.
But if you're not going to score goals, you know, there's only so much pressure you can put on them.
There's a lot of pressure on the likes of Andy Carroll coming back, and on Payet, because it seems as though if they don't perform, then West Ham struggle a little bit.
Yeah, they do, but I think you know what it's like when you've got a go-to man like Payet. As a player, you're a lot more confident when he's performing well, and just having that option of Andy Carroll up there for the squad, for the team that's playing, and even the fans, gives you a lot more confidence.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Hull are not in a good place at the moment. 14-3. If you think they can go and turn West Ham over, I must admit, after the result midweek against Burnley, I think 2-3, just a shades of odds on BetSafe is pretty good. Draw half time and West Ham to win 100-30. West Ham half time and in a draw 15-1. But I do think first goal scorer Payet or Carroll might be a good bet. Your treble then is Sunderland, West Ham all to win. Sunderland, West Ham and Stoke to win 10-1.
Nice little Christmas bonus there, mate.
That is a Christmas bonus. I mean, I know you like a Christmas jumper.
Yeah,
we might get a few of them. Okay, on to the big treble. Mine is Borough, West Ham. Well, I've gone for West Ham, and everything you've said is good. But I do think the victory midweek, we'll just patch on it just a little bit. I think that would have done plenty to the confidence, and I'm a big fan of the coach, but I just think everybody at West Ham's under pressure. The stadium thing's hanging around their neck terrible still, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But look, they've got to forget about that, but take the confidence. Look, you're playing Liverpool on a Sunday and then against Burnley in midweek, and you get 4 points.
Unbelievable.
Slaven would have slapped
your hand off. And another thing is, his next game is then West Ham at home to Hull. You think, hang on a minute, we really should be looking at now
7 points in a week, which is massive, and that's the main. Well, loads of different reasons, but I think the confidence that we'll take from the Liverpool game, winning at home, back-to-back home wins, it's a no-brainer for me, that one.
Middlesbrough versus Swansea, and I've gone for Borough, although I did think they would frustrate Liverpool a little more, but Liverpool were genuinely simply far too good for them. There was a couple of half chances, but genuinely only half chances, Borough. But I'm hoping that Swansea, it might be a game that they think, okay, we'll pick our fights properly. Liverpool maybe wasn't one to pick, but the one against Swansea is.
If they were going to pick a game that they think they could win, it would be the Swansea game and concentrate on that. Look, Liverpool on the break were fantastic. I was slightly surprised how Borough set up the other night there against Liverpool.
I never seen the game. What did you do then?
I thought they would have set in a little bit more,
and
looked to deny Liverpool any space at all. But in fairness to Aitor Karanka, that they went after him a little bit. But whenever Liverpool won the ball back, some of their combination play was outstanding.
Will Middlesbrough be under pressure then? Because in my head right away when you said that, is he under a little bit more pressure, Karanka, to kind of go for teams, regardless of who it is, because they're at home? Because the fans at home might be thinking, hang on a minute, we're at home here.
Yeah, and they've probably thought, with Liverpool struggling defensively, to get after them and put them under pressure.
Change the goalie?
Yep, change the goalie. So, you know what, rather than sitting back in, let's have a good go at them.
Which didn't work.
You've got to give Liverpool credit. On the break, some of the football, Lallana was outstanding.
Well, I think it'll be fair to say they might do exactly the same against Swansea because they'll expect to put Swansea under a bit of pressure. Borough 23-20 odds against. It's an unbelievable price on BetSafe. I always say it, best price BetSafe for sure. Draw 12-5, Swansea 13-5, and Borough to win to 0, 12-5. I only picked one just because I'm thinking Swansea don't score.
They don't score a lot of goals, especially away
or
from home.
A lot of goals,
well, especially away from home.
Yeah.
Borough usually very solid at the back, so that's a good shout. 12-5. That.
I've put my neck on the line a little bit with this next one. West Brom versus Man United. And West Brom are absolutely flying. And I can't tell you how good Pulis has done at West Brom. I mean, you can only look at the table and it tells you. But because United turned over Palace, I've gone for Man United to go to West Brom and win.
I can see why you've done that.
Only because of form at the moment.
Yeah, but West Brom at home.
Well, I'm maybe
are really flying at the minute.
I don't know whether I've disregarded West Brom too quickly.
But you would expect United, the form that they're in. Jose's slowly but surely turning it around there. Defensively looks solid. That was a massive win for them at Palace because it was a difficult game for them.
Rojo was a lucky boy to stay on.
Again?
2 feet.
What is he doing?
I don't understand why he has to tackle like that. Genuinely.
Look, I was probably the worst
I thought you'd had a word with him before the game and said, this is how you do it.
It was, but the 2 games, the last couple of weeks that he's jumped in 2 feet, and it's just... I'm not being funny, not just a manager. If you're a teammate, you're pulling him and saying, what are you doing?
Correct.
What are you doing?
Because, by the way, if he goes off, they don't win the game 2-1.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And Ibra, great finish at the end. Pogba's looking like the player that
better.
we know he is as well. And Mata and United defensively are looking a lot stronger as well. And talking about Rojo, Phil Jones, they look a partnership now.
Yeah, they look all right. The Pogba thing, is there more in his locker?
Yeah, way more.
I mean, I know I'm agreeing with you that he's influencing the game more for Man United.
He's better than what he was.
But I can't help thinking there's got to be more.
There is.
For 90 mil.
Take away the price tag and everything else. His performances for Juve and his performances for France were outstanding. Yeah. That's what's made United go and buy him back. But with the ability he's got, the power he's got, the strength that he's got, you expect more from him. It was a great assist for Ibrahimovic's goal, but you want to see more of that.
I've gone for United because of the form they're in. I'm going to remind myself of why this is a stupid treble, which is only 5-1 incidentally in Paul's tens. West Brom are now 7 wins, 5 losses, 5 draws.
Yep.
Unbelievable. They've scored 23 goals, make that 26, is Rondon's hat-trick. They've kept 4 clean sheets. I mean, I don't actually remember West Brom. I always remember West Brom struggling to start, mixed middle, strong enough end to keep you in the division.
Yeah, and at the start of the season, they couldn't buy a goal, never mind a win. And we were saying that we were really worried for them. But look, recently, they're one of the informed teams in the division. And I thought they would struggle to score goals, but Rondon has proven that wrong. Yeah. You know, they've got Berahino still sitting there, can't get in the team.
No.
So all credit's got to go to West Brom. And you look at Tony Pulis' team, you think defensive, but they're playing some great football going forward.
I've nearly talked myself out of my own treble here. West Brom 9-2. West Brom 3-1 the draw, which might be the biggest draw price BetSafe I've ever given us, considering West Brom don't give a lot of goals away, and I'm expecting Man United to create more chances than the home team. Man United odds on 9-14. Like I say, I think I'm talking myself out. So I've got Borough, West Ham and United for only 5-1, but I am hopeful that Mourinho might just nick it by the odd goal again. It'll be a good game, that, actually.
They will, a good game in West Brom. United are looking strong again. Stronger, and I think they're only going to get better, unfortunately.
Exactly. Well, to be fair, I don't think West Brom can... Well, I shouldn't say they can get any better, but they've been sensational so far. I might just have a little saver on that 3-1 on BetSafe for the draw for West Brom Man United. I wrote this down because I actually forgot how good West Brom were doing. Draw half-time and United at full-time 19-2, which is, tight first half. Things get a little bit more expansive in the second half, and Man United nick it for 90. It's a mega price. They were getting almost 10s there, so I quite like that. Okay, that's our trebles. Let's go over them again. Paul's is Stoke, Sunderland and West Ham, all to win 10-1. McInally, Borough, West Ham and Manchester United to win at 5-1. I think I fancy yours more. Right, let's go to a game that will be happening out just behind us on Sunday. Manchester City versus Arsenal. I'm still not convinced with your Manchester City.
I'm not convinced with.
How do you think they played midweek?
Funnily enough, they've played better recently and not won. They were a little bit. It was a little bit scrappy last night.
Yeah.
What was huge for them was keeping a clean sheet.
Yeah, I agree.
We always talk about. You talk about the attacking players. Well, I do every week, don't I?
Yeah, of course.
How good they are going forward, but clean sheet was imperative last night. And away from the performance not maybe being as good as what they've done this year, it was job done. And they had to make sure they do that because they can't afford to fall behind Chelsea anymore than what they can. And going into Sunday, and I know we're only second week of December, and I think for both teams this is a must-win game because you can't see Chelsea dropping points at the minute.
No.
And if City, I think City's 7 points behind, Arsenal 6 points behind Chelsea.
So something like
whoever
that,
loses the game is going to lose big ground on Chelsea.
Yeah, they are.
And I think it's going to be two teams that can get roughed up a little bit. We've seen that recently. You know, Everton get stuck right into Arsenal and they couldn't handle it the other night. There. Teams have been doing that to City, but it's two teams that will play a lot of football as well, and it's going to be a fascinating game.
We talk about it all the time. Aguero's still out. Who's filling in for him?
Tell you who was Nolito came in last night.
Kolarov got no. Who scored last night?
Zabaleta
scored last night.
Yep, and what they done last night was it was like the start of the season when they had four at the back. When they went forward, the two fullbacks pushed in.
Yeah.
And everybody was raving about it at the start of the season. It looks as if maybe they went, look, what we have been doing isn't working. Let's revert back to when we got 9-10 games that we won in a row.
Absolutely.
And they looked a lot more solid. Didn't create as much as what they have been doing. But when you've not got Aguero on the team, that's going to happen. And De Bruyne again was sensational.
Is Pep tinkered too much with the team? And we're not on here to give him a hard time because I think he's trying to shuffle the pack to think, all right, I'll try this because I think it might work. But does he overcomplicate things at times when you say, look, just play four at the back, defend when you need to defend. When we want to go forward, we've got the ball, let's go forward as a team.
Yeah, I don't know if it's overcomplicating because when they won the 10 games in a row, including cup games, they still switched it around.
True.
And everybody was saying how great it was.
True.
Now because the form's
you lose a couple of games like that,
straight
can't be
away,
right.
that's what's happening.
Yeah.
So I think that's something with the squad he's got he's going to do throughout the season. The amount of games that they've had with Champions League, that he wants to rotate them. And but I do think going with the four at the back, the 4-1-4-1 has been their most successful formation. Going back to who plays up top, you know I'm a huge fan of Kelechi Iheanacho.
Yeah.
He's still learning, but his goals per minute is ridiculous. But against Leicester, Nolito came on and looked really sharp. And last night against Watford, he played up top on his own.
I quite like him, Paul.
Was a right handful.
I quite like
him. And with Silva, Sterling, De Bruyne and Yaya Toure in behind them, they looked a lot more with Nolito up top, they looked a lot more safe, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Kelechi's strongest point is getting in the box and finishing. It's not necessarily as being a centre forward where you're back to goal.
Yeah.
But Nolito done that great last night.
City 5-4 against, draw 5-2, Arsenal 9-4. Now I'll just remind you, this is a triple chance game, which means you will get 2-1 for De Bruyne, Ozil or Sanchez to score the first goal. It's a special bet on BetSafe. If you want it, click on the link and go to this game. And the triple chance bet is De Bruyne, Ozil and Sanchez at 2-1. I'll be buying 100 Christmas jumpers because there's no way one of those, especially when Sanchez to score the first goal. He scored the first goal the other night, I think.
Yeah, he's on fire.
In fact, did he not score the first goal against Everton when they got turned over?
Yeah, he did. He scored from the free kick, slight deflection, but he's on fire at the minute. And that's the one thing I worry about City. Defensively, they're going to have to be so solid. But Arsenal, it's amazing. Well, look, I've been going on about how defensively solid they've been. You take Mustafi out of that, they looked really vulnerable the other night there.
They did actually.
And he's going to be a big miss at the weekend.
De Bruyne, Ozil or Sanchez, and considering I was already going to have first goal scorer De Bruyne, I'm delighted with that because I've got another two in my bag. 5-4 City, excuse me, 5-2 the draw and 9-4 Arsenal. Are we going to City win?
Yes.
The draw is really tempted because, like you say, I think you actually said it's almost a must-win for both of them, and Arsenal will be thinking the same.
They are. Look, if City don't win, they could find themselves 9 points, 10 points. If it's a draw, City will be 9 points behind Chelsea and Arsenal 8, and that's a lot the way Chelsea are doing at the minute.
It's a lot.
So I think that they have to, for each team, they have to win on Sunday just to keep in touch with that going into the Christmas period.
Okay, it'll be an absolutely fantastic game here. Really looking forward to it. Paul and I will be here. There's another large game, just about 30 odd miles down the road. Everton against Liverpool on the Monday night. Now Everton obviously bagged that win against Arsenal, which is fantastic. Liverpool can't stop scoring goals. Turned over Borough easy. It's at Goodison.
I think it's going to be it's a great game for Everton to have after beating Arsenal at home as well, because the one thing, I mean, I watched the game the other night there, the atmosphere sounded unbelievable. As soon as they got in and around Arsenal, the Goodison crowd were...
And that's what you expect from them as well. I don't know whether they've actually been waiting for that Everton crowd to give us something to almost shout about.
Look, first half, Arsenal could have been out of sight, and it looks as if Koeman's went in at half time and went, look, just go and get stuck in about them, get the ball up to Lukaku as quick as we can, get bodies around him. Barkley looked back to his best as well, which he'll take a lot of confidence for. Because it looked as though he was properly out of favour at one point, doesn't he? He did, and you know, as soon as they got it up to Lukaku, Barkley was in and around him, and Everton looked really good, but Liverpool at the minute, going forward, it's going to be a great game to watch. I fancy Everton, just purely on the back of the confidence, the crowd, and it being Liverpool. Yeah,
I'll give you the odds. 33-10, so you're getting just a little short over threes for Everton. 13-5 the draw, and Liverpool odds on 19-20. I've got Liverpool to win 2-0, 5-2. Everton half-time, full-time, 23-4. Stick my neck out a bit there. I might have done draw at half-time and Everton full-time maybe. They're still without Coutinho, Liverpool, which is a problem. And after all, I know they turned over Middlesbrough, but Everton are not going to be as easy.
No, they won't. And
so we're needing someone to unlock a door somewhere.
Yeah, and look, the second half against Arsenal, it just looked as if they went back to old school stuff, just getting in their faces. And look, we talk about Arsenal defensively were poor the other night there and getting bullied a little bit. I think they could do that to Liverpool's back four. And obviously, does McInally play, or who does he put in net?
Yeah. Will they make? Do you think they'll make a change again?
No.
Because McInally didn't really do it. I know he didn't have a lot to do, but he didn't do anything wrong against Borough.
Clean sheet. Yeah. So I would imagine that they would keep him in there, but I can imagine Everton putting loads and loads of balls into the box right on top of him and testing them early doors.
Just on the Bartley thing, because there was a thing when I was coming in here today, there was a lot of people thinking that Bartley might be available for sale. Do you think we'd let him go? Because you said he played well against...
Yeah, he did. He looked... Still more to come from, but he looked a lot more like the Ross Barkley.
Do you think he's fit enough? He looks bigger than me.
He does, and that's saying something.
I mean, exactly, yeah, and I'm getting bigger. I just, when I see him sometimes, and I want him to be brilliant. I'm not just talking about Everton. I mean, Liverpool have got fantastic football players. When I look at him thinking, you should be... As a, what is that, a butcher's dog?
Yeah, it is. And look, but sometimes, you know what it's like. Players need games to get that fitness as well, and he's not been playing.
Very true.
But I'll be looking for him to kick on there and show everybody what he's all about. Because look, he's an Evertonian. He'll want to stay, so he's got to start showing Ronald Koeman that he can do it on a consistent basis. Absolutely.
Well, we've got a brilliant game here on the Sunday with City against Arsenal. We've got Monday night to look forward to for Everton and Liverpool. I'll remind you the odds: 33-10 Everton. 13-5 the draw, and 19-20. Always just a good game on Merseyside.
Big man, we're talking about Arsenal and City having to win. I think Liverpool have to do the same as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that.
I think they have to do the same, because Chelsea are showing signs of just running away with it at the minute, and these clubs below them have to keep in touch.
Absolutely. Okay, that's week 17 on BetSafe with myself, Alan McInally and Paul Dickov, here from the Players' Lounge in the BetSafe box at the Etihad. My treble: Borough, West Ham and Manchester United at 5-1, and Paul's Stoke, Sunderland and West Ham all to win 10s. I think I fancy his. I've almost talked myself out of mine. Listen, if you don't agree with us and you've got your own ideas, then go to BetSafe and have a bet. And remember, if you're a new customer, a £10 bet bags you £20 absolutely free. We'll see you next week for week 18. Good luck with all your bets on BetSafe.